What will happen in a drag race in the wet between Yanni's Lamborghini Revuelto and my Audi RS7? Well, we're going to find out because I'm going to race them over the standing quarter mile.
Now, this is not your everyday matchup. A Lamborghini Revuelto and an Audi RS7. You don't usually see these two lining up against each other, and honestly, that's what makes it fun. They're both insanely fast, but they were never designed to fight in the same ring. The Revuelto is Lamborghini's V12 hybrid monster, purpose-built to shred lap times and launch like a rocket. The RS7 though is a different story. It's something you can use daily, something that blends savage speed with comfort. Two cars built with completely different philosophies thrown into the same wet strip. It's mismatched, it's unusual, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Oh my God. This is the Revuelto, the latest in a long line of V12 powered Lamborghinis. Except this one is different. It still uses a naturally aspirated V12, but unlike all the others that came before it, the Miura, Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, and Aventador, the Revuelto also uses something called electricity to devastating effect.
200, 215, 230, 240. Wow, it flies. It really flies. The only car I've driven with this much acceleration is a Tesla Model S Plaid. But I'll tell you what, the Plaid doesn't make a noise like this. It revs to 9,500 RPM. It just feels unnatural.
Acceleration is vivid. 0 to 62, 2.5. 0 to 124, 7 seconds dead. And flat out, 217 miles an hour. This is the fastest production Lamborghini ever.
Now, if you're good at maths, you might have noticed that all of the electric motors added up could produce 444 horsepower. And if you add that to the 812 horsepower that big old V12 makes, then this car could be pushing out around 1200 horsepower. However, there's a little bit of a bottleneck, and it isn't the motors, it's the battery. Basically, the battery can only supply a maximum of 190 horsepower, and that has to be shared between every single one of the motors. What actually happens is that when you're pulling out of a corner and getting on the accelerator, it's mostly the rear electric motor working in conjunction with that V12 to give you that accelerative force out of the bend. It's predominantly rear-wheel drive. When do the front motors come into play? Well, they do a whole bunch of clever stuff. One of their purposes is, of course, to help with brake regeneration, to send power back into the battery, but also to help stabilize you. And not just in the low speed bends, but also in the high speed corners as well. If the car detects a little bit of lateral movement that hasn't been snatched up by the ESC system, what it will do is actually apply power using one of those electric motors just to stabilize the car, to make sure that it isn't off balance in the middle of that bend. In the low speed corners like this one, that's where you get that rear wheel steering kicking in, just to help get the back end rotated. And also the front motors give you active torque vectoring, so not just braking into a corner on the inside of the car to get it rotated, but actually applying torque on the outside wheel to help with that rotation.
That Revuelto is absolutely ridiculous. It's like Lamborghini sat down and said, how do we make a car that feels like black magic? A screaming V12 backed up by motors that help you rotate through corners, stabilize you mid-bend, and then slingshot you out again. The craziest bit for me is how they've kept all the old school drama, like the noise, the revs, and the rawness, but added this invisible helping hand from the hybrid system. It's the kind of car that makes you question reality when you accelerate. Honestly, it's overkill, but in the best way. It's madness wrapped in control.
RS7 is one of the best looking Audi limousines of all time. This car looks so gorgeous. I love it so much. With the exhaust tips, we have a lot of carbon fiber in the outside. You can already hear the V8. So while being stationary and doing a sound check, you don't have this nice sound, especially now here. Nice, honestly, lovely sound here. So if you want to drive automatic, you just shift it all the way to the left again, the car takes over. But let's just keep it in manual now. And right in front of us is unrestricted, downshift. Downshift again. Third gear. Let's go. $200. 240. 250. Ay, ay, ay. 200 again. 220. 30. 40. Wow, 50, as if it was nothing. This car is so fast. So emotional. The drive feels absolutely fantastic. So making our way again on the Autobahn here. Full power. Man, this car is a rocket. It's crazy. And then braking all the way down, we have carbon ceramics on this car here, so it's all fine. This car is so powerful. Wow. Whenever you're having a bad day, let's say you don't feel good, you have problems at work, problems with your wife, whatever, this car can fix it. This car can actually fix it all. Just by the downshifts already, you're getting goosebumps. Oi, 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 oi. Ay, ay, ay. Proper Audi Quattro beast here. RS7 performance is a proper rocket.
The RS7 has such a different vibe, but no less impressive. It's not trying to scream its head off like the Lambo, it's more like this effortless surge of power. You can tell it's built for the roads, not just racetracks. The way it can hit 250 kilometers an hour while keeping you in comfort, surrounded by carbon fiber and leather, is just peak Audi. Honestly, this is the car you'd actually live with. School runs, bad traffic, whatever, and then the moment you've got a clear stretch, it transforms into something savage. I really like how they described it as therapy, because it's true. The sound and the pull are enough to change your mood instantly. The Lambo might be more dramatic, but the RS7 has that dual personality that keeps it addictive.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, I'm not going to win this. I actually thought your car wasn't going to launch anywhere near as well as it is in the wet. I really didn't. So that has super surprised me. So then what exactly happened? Well, the Lamborghini won easily, completing the wet standing quarter mile in 10.6 seconds. The Audi took 11.6 seconds. Let's roll into it and I'll count it in. 3, 2, 1, go. Floored it. thank God his hybrid system picked him up straight away. Look at that. Whoa, there's some standing water there, that was scary. Right, I'm just getting absolutely smashed. You enjoying this? Do you prefer me to be driving this, my car, rather than Tommy's car?
Oh yeah, that's your car, isn't it? Am I beating your car? The car that you drive. And even if you bought your GT3 RS, you'd get beat. And your other Porsche, and your Range Rover, and your X6, and your Jimny, and all the other cars that you own.
I don't have a Range Rover or an X6, but I get his point. Yes, so the car that you own is faster than any cars I own, and more expensive. In fact, I think your car is more expensive than all of my cars put together.
Okay, that's nice to know. How about you go in your sportiest of settings and I'll just stay in the same Strada hybrid?
No, don't humiliate me. Going full on Corsa, mad performance mode, and we'll do a roll on in third gear from 50.
Okay, 1 second. Just doing a hyena laugh.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hello. Oh, bye. Oh. There you go, people. That's how quick the Revuelto is. This is no slouch, right? And it's just been decimated by that. You happy?
Car feels really nice today, and obviously it's in the wet.
Yeah, last challenge. Cruising in at 100, here we are everybody. We're gonna brake at the cone, which is right here. I double-footed that pedal. Oh my God. And I won.
Yeah, I can't even see. It's weird, actually. I'm not used to losing a brake test.
I think maybe because my car's heavier, it cleared the water better. I've got slightly narrower tyres than you, so that's not going to help you either. I mean, so many variables in the wet. Just one little bit of like, what am I making excuses for you? Yes! RS7 for the win.
You can have that, mate. Enjoy that win.
So, no shocker in the drag race. The Revuelto just disappeared. That launch was brutal, and even in the wet, it looked like the Audi had no chance. But credit where credit is due. The RS7 didn't embarrass itself. 11.5 seconds through the quarter mile in a 4-door luxury saloon, that's proper quick. And then the brake test, finally a win for the Audi. Overall, this was never about finding out which one's better. They're too different to compare. It was about putting two incredible machines on the same strip and seeing what unfolds. Watching them share the same strip makes you appreciate both in a whole new way. If you found this video of any value, consider hitting that subscribe button. Cheers.